Hello, good day. My name is Francis Chukuma. My topic on today will be stereotypes. I would like to start with the definition of stereotypes. Stereotypes are defined as sweeping generalizations about members of ideas, characteristics, images, etc. of things, or about members of a race, religion, gender, nationality, or culture. This generalization is often simplified, as most times offensive. We develop stereotypes when we lazily rely on preconceived notions or belief about a thing or a person for which we are about to make a judgment on. We need to painstakingly seek out information that will enrich our knowledge before passing judgment on things or people. Quite often, we develop ideas on things or people who are members of a group of whom we have no first hand knowledge of, except through information bandied about. Thus, leading us most times to unfair conclusions or actions against the object or concern. Examples of such actions or conclusions are discrimination, racial profiling, violence, etc. I have this presentation aid up here. This behavior must be stopped, though difficult, since it is inherent in most of us. It has been proven that in the first few months of meeting someone, we form an opinion about them. The problem with this is stereotypes. One of the biggest factors in society and we define people by their appearance or the way they look. I've been a victim of stereotyping at times. Catch myself doing the same thing, but unlike others, I'm not bold enough to make it known. I would only think of it with time. I started to see the damage it caused in our society. If you think about it, there's always talk about equality between different races, gender, and sexualities, and not to mention the different animal groups. But how can we have equality when we stereotype everyone we meet? For a start, I would like to share personal experience. My family and I, while on a flight from Nigeria to Atlanta, Georgia, had two gentlemen sit across the aisle from us. These Arab looking men were dressed in their traditional turbans, with dark glasses covering their eyes, scared the hell out of us all through the journey because of the stereotype alleging Arabs as terrorists. About the same time in the United States, citizens were refusing to fly on the same planes as Arab looking men after the event of September 11th. A tribe of Arabic men were forced to exit a Northwest Airline aircraft in Minnesota after several passengers on the plane insisted they should be removed despite the fact that they were cleared by airport security. The inconvenience they suffered was as a result from the fear that developed from stereotype. As a black man of an African descent in an environment where the stereotypes of people of my race are violence, savagery, ignorance, laziness, etc., the conclusions like stereotypes were based on the assumption that they are poorly educated from broken homes, drug addicts, and other negative consequences resulting from experiencing long years of slavery for the people of my race to survive successfully in this environment. One must be cautious of these negative attributes and strive to live above board. This involves working harder to the point of sacrificing one's gain, trust, affection, acceptance, favor, etc. From the larger society, I'm also faced with another subculture of being African, Nigerian by birth. I've been asked by people often, on how we're able to live with wild animals, tigers, lions, etc. in our villages. But in this case, I've never seen any wild animal roaming around except for the zoo. Effects of stereotypes that are imminent are listed below. Number one, it hurts other people. The fact that other people might not hear you saying or thinking something about them does not make it any better because our thoughts and words don't just disappear. They are real energy, and when we judge someone, it's always negative energy, so it still does more harm than anything else. Two, it hurts your own happiness. Usually, when we judge others, we end up feeling guilty afterwards. But this is not all psychological. This is not at all. Psychological research demonstrated that how positively we see other people shows how satisfied we are with our own life and how much we are liked by others. The researchers found that positive judging other affects how enthusiastic, happy, kind hearted, cautious, emotionally stable we are, and vice versa. If you only try to stop judging others negatively, your own well being and happiness will improve greatly. Three, it puts negativity into the world. No matter how you rationalize your judgment, they do not add any positive thoughts or emotions into the world. First, they bring other people down, then bring you down. When a journalist once asked Mother Teresa, what can we do to promote the world peace? She answered, go home and love your family. If we stop judging our own children or spouse, we would have much more loving relationships. If we stop judging our co-workers, we will have more enjoyable atmosphere at work. If we stop judging people we meet for the first time, the world will become a much better place. Don't you think? Number four, it affects your self-esteem. If you have the habit of judging others, you probably judge yourself harshly as well. It is a vicious cycle that the more you judge how other people dress, the more you worry and become self-conscious about your own looks. The more you judge others for their lack of common sense, the more you feel the need to prove your own intelligence. Judging others plants a seed of fear of being judged. Think about it. Confident people just don't feel the need to put others down to make themselves feel better. Self conscious people do that. How can we achieve equality when we judge the people we try to achieve equality for? Conclusion: stereotyping takes a lot out of us that we are willing to accept it sometimes. Creates monsters out of the people that we, with all people with all we have learned, we would use this energy to also educate our loved ones and friends. Because the more we discuss about it, it we stand to change a lot of people's mindsets. And for those that have the problem, can know they are doing wrong. So the references I used for this my speech is Stop Judging, Five Negative Effects of Stereotyping, from produced March 19, 2017, retrieved on March 21st, 2018 from www.arinanikitina.com. Stop Judging, Five Negative Effects of Stereotyping, HTML. I also use Inside My Thoughts, retrieved on March 25th, 2018 from www.wattpad.com. Inside My Thoughts Stereotype Speech. I also use Barriers to Critical Thinking, retrieved November 15, 2017 from https:/quizlet.com Barriers to Critical Thinking flashcards. Also, this thing was asked